Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Ayala. Today we're going to be talking about 10 times greater or 1/10 less using a place value chart. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify whether or not the underlying number in a place value chart is 10 times greater or 10 times less than a number next to it. So let's practice. Let's say, for example, you have the number how do we read that number? Excellent, yes, 43,662. Now, if this is my underlying number, I am trying to understand the relationship between this underlying number and this underlying number. So I could say, first off, I need to put this in a place value chart. I need to make sure that I know which place values I'm talking about. So on the top, really small, Miss Ayala can write O for ones, then, good, T for tens, H for hundreds, good. TH 10 for thousands, and good, TTH for the 10,000s. Now, when you're taking your STAR test or any kind of test, the only way that you'll be able to compare a relationship is if both of the numbers are the same. You'd either have two 5s together, two 2s, two 4s together in your place value chart. So, since we have those, let's go ahead and explain the relationship. So, let me say, I'll get rid of this. Now, I see the 6 in the hundreds place. That's the one that's underlined. So I'm going to focus on this underlined 6. Now, I'm trying to compare it or find the relationship between the underlined 6. First off, how much is that 6 worth? It's not worth 6 because it's in the hundreds place. How much is that 6 worth? Excellent, yes. It is worth 600. Now, how much is this 6 worth? Yes, it is worth 60 because it's in the tens place. Okay, so now you have to know where you're starting. We started at the 6 in the hundreds. So the 6 in the hundreds place, is this 10 times greater than the 6 in the tens place, or is it 1/10 less than the 6 in the tens place? Let's go back to our actual place values. Look at what we have. If I see 660, well, what's the bigger number? Right, the 600. So I'm going to put a little star by that hundreds place because that is bigger. The 600 is absolutely bigger than the 6 in the tens place. So I can say the 6 in the hundreds place is 10 times the value of the 6 in the tens. Now why? Why can I say that? Yes, absolutely right. I can say that because the 6 in the hundreds place is worth 600. This 6 in the tens is only worth 60. So I can do 60 times 10, and that gives me the 600. Just to prove to myself that yes, this 6 is 10 times greater, and 10 times means I can actually multiply by 10. So I'm going to take the number that they're asking me about as far as the relationship from this 6 to this 6. I can take the number, multiply it by the 10 times, and if it equals what the underlying number is, then I did it correctly. So let's practice another one. Let's put this one in an actual place value chart so we can see exactly what is happening when we move down the place value chart. So ones, tens, remember I write, you write. Thousands, 10,000s. Okay, so there's my place value chart. Now I'm going to write my number in, and remember, you can only find the relationship between the digits if both digits are what? Excellent, the same. Okay, so let's say this is our number. Cha-cha-cha, comma, cha-cha-cha, comma. Okay, there's our number. Now, who can read that number for me? Excellent, yes. It is 6,331,497. Now, class, what two digits are the same in this number? Yes, absolutely. The threes are the same. Now, I have a 3 in the 100,000s and a 3 in the 10,000s. What I'm going to underline is this 3 in the 10,000s place. My question to you is, what is the relationship between the 3 in the 10,000s to the 3 in the 100,000s? So, looking at our place value chart, we have to think to ourselves, how does a place value chart work? A place value chart works from ones to tens. We can see automatically that the place value changes. When we go to ones to tens, then tens can turn to hundreds. How does 100 turn to thousands? So think, what number is your magic number that once you hit it, you cannot be in the ones place? Good, yes, 10. Because once you have a 10, you have to go to the tens place. So think of it as 1 times 10 equals 10. So it is 10 times. Every time you jump from the ones to the tens, tens to the hundreds, and so on, jumping from one to the other, you are times 10, or 10 times. Times 10, because you're increasing in your number. Your number is getting greater each time you jump to the left in your place value chart. The same can be said about going backwards down the place value chart, starting at the millions and going all the way back down to 1. However, we cannot do times 10 because times 10 means that I am increasing. My number is getting bigger. So what we do to represent jumping down our place value chart is we say it is 1/10 less. Now, 1/10 is a fraction, and a fraction definition is a fraction is equal parts of a whole. Well, 1/10 is the same as saying divided by 10. So, as I'm going from millions down to ones, I would be dividing by 10 each place value that I jump down. So divide by 10 all the way down your place value chart. So what is our magic number when it comes to our place value chart? That's right. Our magic number is definitely 10. Now, what we're trying to figure out, is it going to be 10 times or is it going to be 1/10 the value? This is how you know. Let's practice this one. Okay, students, this is our next number. How do we say this number? Good. 86,779. Remember what Miss Ayala told you. The only way we can show the relationship as 10 times or 1/10 the value of the other digit is because the digits are exactly what? Good, the same. That's right. You cannot tell me the value between these digits because none of them are the same. So we have to make sure that any test doesn't trick us because we have to see two digits side by side in order for us to be able to compare 10 times or 1/10. So I have to go by the underlined digit, and here I'm going to say my underlined digit is this. What would be the smart thing to do next? What should we draw to help us and to make sure we know our place values? Excellent. Yes, the place value chart. And you can just draw it right on the number. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and then 10,000s. Now, I'm trying to figure out the relationship between this 7 and this 7. So look and see where they're at. What is the value of the 7 in the tens place? Good, 70. What is the value of the 7 in the hundreds place? Yes, 700. Okay, so which number is greater? Absolutely, it is the 700. So the 7 in the hundreds place. I'm looking for this relationship though. So is that 1/10 the value of the hundreds place, or is it 10 times the value of the hundreds place? So think, I'm looking here and I am thinking about that 7. The 7 in the tens place, is it bigger than the 7 in the hundreds place, or is it smaller than the 7 in the hundreds place? Excellent, yes. It is definitely 1/10 the value because this 7 is only worth 70. So it really depends on which of your numbers is underlined and which way the arrow goes. Here, I can say easily that the 7 in the tens place is 1/10 the value of the 7 in the hundreds place because I can see it and I can prove it. Now, in order for me to prove it, I can do 700 divided by 10. That would be 70. So, absolutely, it is 1/10 the value. It is smaller. The tens place is smaller than the hundreds place. Let's try another one. Okay, here's our next number. And what are we supposed to do first? Good. First, we need to identify whether or not you have the two digits that are the same. Do we in this problem? Yes, we absolutely do. So check. Second thing we do is we make sure that we have the correct place value. Now, remember, I write, you write. So everything I'm doing, you need to be doing in your journal. So then we label ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. Okay, now I am going to underline this one and ask you for the value or what the relationship is to that one. So we have to think about where did we start, which way are we going. So the easiest thing for us to do is let's actually write out how much is that 1 worth. What's the value of the 1 in the 10,000s place? Yes, it is worth 10,000. So then what's the value of the 1 in the 100,000s place? Yes, good. 100,000. And all I have to do is look straight up. It tells me that the 1 is worth 100,000. This one is worth 10,000. So there we go. Easy. Now, let's take a look and let's decide if it's going to be 10 times the value or 1/10 the value. I'm starting here and I'm asking, what is the relationship to this one? Is the 1 in the 100,000s place 10 times the value or 1/10 the value of the 1 in the 10,000s place? So remember, you have to think about which way am I going. I started here, I'm going there. So is this 10 times greater or is this 1/10? And remember, 1/10, you need to think small. You need to think that we're dividing. 10 times, that it's bigger. It's a bigger number. We wrote them out. So talk amongst yourselves, check with your elbow partner. Which one do you think it is? Do you think it is 10 times the value or 1/10 the value? Yes, excellent. Yes, yes, yes. The 1 in the 100,000s place is 10 times the value of the 1 in the 10,000s place because 100,000 is bigger, it is greater than 10,000. So it is 10 times the value. All right, let's try another one. Here's something else Miss Ayala wants you to pay close attention to because these kind of problems will have, of course, A, B, C, D as your choices. One will say 10 times the value. One will say 100 times the value. One will say 10 more than the value. And then you'll have 1/10 the value. Looking at these answer choices, which ones can I throw away automatically? So then all you worry about is 2 of those choices. Which ones can I throw out automatically? Check with your elbow partner. Yes, excellent. B for sure. No way. When we jump on our place value chart, do we jump times 100? No. What's our magic number? That's right. It is 10. 10. That's how we jump forward is times 10. We jump backwards 1/10. So this makes no sense whatsoever. We do not have 100 times. What does 10 more mean? What does the word more mean? Okay, look at it this way. If Miss Ayala said, what is 10 more than 3? Right, all of you answered 13. So 10 more than 3 equals 13. Well, more means addition. Do we add when we jump place values on our place value chart? No, we absolutely do not. So C automatically gets tossed out. 10 more, or even if it said 100 more, both of those would be absolutely wrong because you only have 2 choices. Your 2 choices are 10 times the value or 1/10 the value. So please don't let them trick you. Check and make sure, check in your sentence to see, look for the 10 times or the 1/10. Anything other than that, just cross it off. If it says 100 times, that makes no sense. 10 more means you're adding, and nope, we do not add if we're trying to figure out the relationship between one digit to another on our place value chart. Okay, now that you've seen that, let's go ahead and practice some more. Okay, students, here is our last problem. Now remember, it's either going to be 10 times the value or 1/10 the value. Now, my underlined digit is in which place value? Good. Well, let's double check. Remember, Miss Ayala always wants you to draw your place value chart. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Okay, good. So I am looking at the 8 in the thousands place. How much is that worth? Good. It's worth 8,000. Now, I'm trying to find the relationship between the 8 in the thousands to this 8 in the 10,000s. How much is the 8 in the 10,000s worth? Right, it is worth 80,000. So, is this 8 10 times the value, or is this 8 1/10 the value? Excellent, yes. It is 1/10 the value. The 8 in the thousands place is 1/10 the value of the 8 in the 10,000s place. It is 1/10 the value because this 8 is less. It's smaller. That 8 is only worth 8,000. And 8,000 is definitely smaller than 80,000. Okay, students, I think you guys got it. So just remember, when you are asked to find the relationship between digits, make sure that first, the digits have to be what? Good, they have to be the same. They have to be right next to each other. Good, then draw your place value chart so you know exactly how much each digit is worth. So you find the value of each digit. And there's only two options. What are our two options? Right, it'll either be 10 times the value or 1/10 the value. Make sure you pay attention to the underlined digit and where the arrow is going. So you know that we're talking about this 6 as compared to the 6 to its right. So two options, either 10 times the value or 1/10 the value. All right, I think you guys got it. So Miss Ayala is going to let you try some problems on your own. So go ahead and have some math fun.